This conference will now be recorded.
Suparna, you are there in the meeting in the email list. I am sending how we are missing. See.
Suparna, I think for some of them it is going in spam. If you can check it.
Yeah, so can you check in the spam?
Yes,
So you are
today I
it's
received
there.
it.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll check my spam folder. Yeah.
Okay, fine. Yeah. So I hope everybody launched the Eclipse. We are in our project. Yesterday we created the project, and under the project SRC folder inside, we created 3 packages. So choose one of the packages. Now we'll create a class. A class is a template or blueprint. It contains many group of elements. Like you can store the data with the variables. On that data, you can do action by doing a behaviors, and you can construct the data with the constructors. You can write the blocks. These are the members of a class. Any class. So at least one member should be there. So variables, methods, constructors, blocks. These are the members of a class. Just one a template. With that template, you can define your own data. So that's what data and logic you can define inside the class. So let's create a class first. I'll show you. Right click on the basic programs package. So then select the new. Class. You can create a new class, new interface, new enum, new folder, new file, anything with a new option. So we have to create a new class. Select the class. So particular package, we are creating a class now. So this is the Java class. Create a new Java class. So this is our source folder location, our project name /src is our source folder location. That means all your code will be available under this source folder location. And package. So we created a package, and the class name we have to give. See, the hierarchy is clearly showing here. First project and source folder, then package. Package below we are creating a class. So let's write one class name. We'll write the class name I am giving my first Eclipse program. So make sure you follow the naming conventions. Every word first letter should be in capital. That's a class naming conventions, how to write the class name. So what is the naming convention of a class? Every word first letter should be in capital. Wherever you are writing the class name, you must remember this rule. These are the rules for writing the class name. If one word first letter should be in capital. If more than one word is there in your class name, every word first letter you write a capital letter. See that my M capital, first F capital, Eclipse E capital, program P capital. Don't provide space also. This is the way to write the class name anywhere. These are the fundamental rules. We have to follow these rules. That's a class naming conventions. So already Java also created a class. They followed these rules. If you are using those classes, Java classes already defined ones, you follow these rules. The first letter should be in capital. Remaining letters are in lowercase. Is this clear? Class naming conventions, how to write? Next, we have a modifiers. So we are going to discuss this topic, very big topic today itself. Modifiers are reserved keywords. When you add these keywords, it will change the meaning of that entity. Basically, you can add to the class, method, variable, and constructor. These 4 places you can use these modifiers. And we have 2 types of modifiers: access modifiers, non-access modifiers. Access modifiers are public, package, private, protected. So you can observe here, public and package is enabled, private and protected is disabled for the class. That means there is no private class, no protected class. You cannot create a private class, you cannot create a protected class. That means these 2 keywords are not applicable for the class, private and protected. So your class can be only either public or package. So I will tell you what is meant by public, what is meant by package, private and protected. Okay, second, non-access modifier keywords means abstract, final, static. See, this static keyword also not applicable for the class. That's why it is disabled here. So we'll discuss in detail. As of now, you just select the public modifier for the class. So then superclass, java.lang object. Any questions?
Yeah, can you just let us know like what is the difference in the package, what we define as basic programs, and the package which is in modifiers?
So I'll tell you. I'll come to that. Okay, once we finish this program, we run this. Then I'm going to talk about only these things. Okay, these modifiers only we're going to talk.
No.
Just be patient, and 10 to 15 minutes will land in that area.
No, I'm just checking like what is the difference in the package called basic programs and the package here what you
That's what I'm saying. This is the permission related.
permission. Okay.
So these modifiers, these 4 are permission related. Whether you can access this class, some other package or not. That's what these 4 modifiers talks about.
Okay.
So you are creating a class where you want to use. In the same package or other package also can use. That permission is given by these 4 keywords. These first 4 keywords are called access modifiers. The accessibility scope is decided by these 4 keywords. That's what I will come in detail, very detailedly. Just be patient. In 10 to 15 minutes, we are going to land there on this topic. So superclass java.lang.object. So object is the predefined class in java.lang package. So I told you yesterday, standard edition, we have this package, right? Java.lang package. In this package, this is the one of the class. Object is one of the class. See, object is one of the class. That's why O capital. See, every class, they will follow the naming conventions of a class. That's why they kept O capital. Remaining letters are in lowercase. This is a predefined class by Java. They created this class, object class. So object is the super class for all the Java classes. Whatever the class you are creating, and your class is the child class, and object is the parent of that. What is the advantage? I'll tell you all this. Inheritance concept will apply there. Next, which method stubs would you like to create? So tick the first tick box, public static void main parenthesis string, yes capital. That means this is a class. String is a class in Java, predefined class that is also created under java.lang package. So string square bracket args. This is the predefined method for our execution. If you want to execute any of your statement, we need to take this main method in your class. If you don't have this main method, your program is not going to execute. Okay, so if you want to execute any of your code, you must need this main method in your class, in your Java class. So the hierarchy now is very clearly defining here. The package and source, sorry, first project and source, then package, package below class, and class below I am taking one simple main method. This main is a method name in Java already created by Java guys for our code execution. Like in C we have a begin, right? Same thing, a main is a beginning of your code execution. So click on finish. Give the class name and select the modifier and select the main method. Click on finish. So this is the simple, see the package. These are the brown color, right? These are the reserved keywords. That's why they are showing in brown color. Okay. So these are all reserved keywords. This is, we have given this package name. Under this package, this is the class. And this class below, we are taking a main method to execute our code. So, okay, I'll write a simple statement. I'm not going to go very deep today. We'll write a very simple, then we'll understand the program keywords. The agenda is write a simple program and execute it and see the output, and let's understand these keywords. Okay, so I'm going to print few statements on the console. For printing, we are going to use system.out.println statement. In Java, anything if you want to print, you can use system.out.println method. So here system is a class, that's the S in capital letter. Dot out is a variable in the system class. That's why it's a lowercase. It starts with alphabet and lowercase we are writing. System.out dot println is a method, so you can write. So put in double quotes sum statement. So I'm putting in double quotes, sum statement you write here. So this is the yes capital Y because it's a class. Remaining letters are in lowercase. So wherever you are writing a class name, make sure first letter of the class name should be in capital letter. Capital letter you have to write the first letter. So it contains several useful fields and methods. So system class is predefined in the java.lang package. See, java.lang package is introduced and 3 classes I have shown you till now. One is object class, another one is a system class, one more string class. Here is the string. The string class also available under this java.lang package. Okay, so we'll discuss all this one by one. First, write all the statement. There is a shortcut for the system.out.println. What is a shortcut? Just write SYSO and control space bar at a time you need to press. Then press enter key. This is the shortcut. So can you try again? Type SYSO, control space bar, 2 fingers. One finger on the control, another finger on the space bar. You need to press control space bar at a time. Then press enter key. So you will get a system.out.println. You don't need to write complete. If you are not getting, you write how we have written in the beginning. So next, please write all these statements. So I want to show you one more. There is a lot of methods. If you see out dot, you can see println takes a lot of overloading. So it basically different forms it is there. This is the string format. So you can take it. There is a print method also. A print method basically prints the whatever the value you are giving inside this parenthesis. We call this round brackets. These round brackets are called parenthesis. This parenthesis inside whatever you write, that will print and cursor will stay at the end of the line. So that's what I'm doing here. Okay, so that's what I just kept all the special characters. Now this print method will print all these things and cursor will stay here only. But println, it prints this whatever the statement you have given inside double quotes or inside these round brackets. It prints and cursor will move to next line. That's the difference between print and println. So println will go to print this statement, whatever you specified on the double quotes or within parenthesis, and cursor will move to next line. But where it comes to print, it prints this statement and it will stay on the same line only. Cursor won't move to next line. That's the difference between print and println. ln means new line. Cursor will move to new line. So this println, one more I am taking. I need few statements, so I'm just recollecting all our features of Java. Anything you can put in double quotes, it will print as it is for you.
Is there a shortcut for print as well?
No. So you get the print ln, just remove ln.
Yeah, okay.
So did you all get that shortcut for system.out.println?
Yeah, question.
Okay.
So in the 10th line, you give just system out print, right? Does it not stop over there? Because it's not saying like we should go to the next line, right?
Yeah. We're going to talk all these things. Don't worry about it. Right? So just a few simple print statement we have written. Let's execute these things. So I told you project, then src, then package below you have a class. Again, class below you have members. This is one of the method. So this is the one of the member of our class now. So this method already created by Java. We don't need to change this. This is the predefined structure. We should not change anything in this line. This is the predefined. You cannot change this public to some other, then it won't work. Static, void, main, string args. This is the main method structure. So this main method is used to execute any of your statements. So the cursor will start from this line onwards only. Whatever you write under this line, only that statements will be executed. If you are not putting under main method anything, your code is not going to be executed. Okay, how to run? Now there are many ways to run. You can use this green bullet icon or this run menu. So many ways. First, I will use this green bullet icon. Just click on this and the code will run and you can see console output. In the bottom side, another pane will come, console pane, where you can see your output. My first Java program. Java is a very simple language. These are println we use it. That's why first statement after cursor went to next line. Second statement also println. That's why printed and went to next line. The third statement is my numbers also println. So it printed all the numbers. It went to next line. Now fourth statement is a print method. It printed till equal to and cursor stayed there only. It didn't go to the next line. And next line is started there. Next print statement is started on the fourth line only. You can observe this. Java is a fifth line. Fifth line is starting on the fourth line because a print method. Prints this and cursor stay at the end of the line. It won't move to next line because of print. That's a behavior of print method. And then this is printed. Fifth line is a ln method. So print ln, once it printed and cursor will move to next line. So that way this is printing in the next line. And then this stars also print ln method. That's why it moved to next line. And end of my Java statements, that is also println, it moved to next line. But this method is ending here. So it starts here and ending here. So that is the reason the code execution is done. Whenever the method sees this end curly braces or flower braces, that means so the method is ending there. And this is the class ending. Class ending means this one. You can see here. See, when I put a cursor here, this is highlighting. It is highlighting. When I put a cursor here, main method curly braces, it is ending here. It clearly shows which bracket belongs to which one. When you put there, it will clearly, if you are having a confusion, so just mouse over there and where which curly brace is highlighting, you can see. So that's how you can see curly braces will come in pair basically for class start and end. For method also start and end it should come. So this is the method body we call this, and this call is class body till here. So class body inside you can define many members, but I defined only one method. Method is one of the member of a class. So that's the first way to run your code. Next one is I will run through run menu. Run as, click the run menu, run as Java application. Run as Java application. See that you will get the same output. And another way is right click. So run as Java application. Right click on the program, run as Java application. This is another way to run. So these are different ways to run your program. Any one you can use to run your code. Okay, so that's all about very simple program. Now, everybody able to execute or still anybody facing problem?
Ramesh, one quick question. So
Yeah.
the print one, is it concatenating two statements?
No, it's not concatenate.
Okay.
So it is printing in the same line. That's it.
Oh, okay.
Concatenation will come only in the strings. For example, if I give like this, without string also I can give. I can give so like this. So the print as and println has a many forms. You can give integer data, you can give string data. If you put in double quotes, that's a string data. If you're not putting anything in double quotes, that is not a string data. That I can print still this one also. I can print with the println also. Numbers, directly numbers. I can print directly numbers also. See that you can execute this. Here 10 is print method we have taken, right? That's why next line 20 is printing on the same line. Why? Because we took a print method. Print method is just printing on the same line. That's it. So concatenation is different, only for strings, and you can concatenate others. But it is your output is coming in the same line. That's it.
Okay.
Just the output is going to come in the same line if you take a print method.
So Ramesh, is it the print ln command or the print command? Is that a method which is making this to be a method within the class?
Yeah, another method you can use, right? This is another method.
Yeah, are these like methods, like print ln,
Yeah.
print, or all these commands are called methods?
Methods.
Okay.
So method is syntax is method name followed by parentheses.
Okay.
You are calling that method here. Basically, method will do some logic execution.
Okay.
It's a method behavior. Here also main method, every statement execution, main method will be called. Main method will be called and it executes this code. So that's the main method behavior. That's right. You see followed by parentheses. And in this parentheses inside you have arguments. These are the arguments. These are also arguments you are passing here also for a println method, even for a print method, but different forms format you are supplying the arguments. Arguments is nothing but you are giving a data for that method.
Yes,
So you're
got
giving here integer, here you're giving a string data. Different data you can give, whatever the data you want to print. Just printing for the console, that's it. Purpose of print and println is just going to print
Okay.
to the console. Your system console, it is printing. System.out is it outputting data, and that data will be printed by this print and println methods. So
Okay.
that's a complete print statements in Java. And see, every statement is separated by semicolon.
Yeah.
Every print statement is separated by semicolon. This is all. If you don't give this semicolon, it will throw error here. See that syntax error. Insert semicolon to complete the statement. And if you have errors in your program, if you run the program with errors, it will throw compilation error. So this is the compilation error. The exception in thread main java.lang.error, unresolved compilation problems. The code itself not going to compile. If you have errors in the file, in your Java file, it's not going to be compiled. Make sure you don't have any errors like this, red marks. If red marks is there, don't run. First solve that compilation problems.
Yeah.
Very clearly mentioning syntax error, insert semicolon to complete a statement. Even in the line number also it will tell below. See, main method, line number 12. See, this is the line, it doesn't have a semicolon. It is clearly, that's how you can debug. Read these statements, don't scare. I got errors, don't scare, and save it after the errors are gone. Read and understand this package, class name, and method name. That is a main is a method. In this method, line number 12, there is a problem, and that we resolve now. So if compilation errors are there, you cannot execute your code. Now execute. We solved them. Now you can execute. It's the output you got now. If code is compiled properly, your code will execute successfully. Now, this is the class name. Class keyword after class name is there. What is the Java file extension? See, you can see just above this .java. That's the Java file name. So class name .java is the Java file name. Even you can see under package, left side under your package, class name .java. What is the extension for Java files? .java is the extension for Java files. This is one of the Java file. So class name .java is the Java file. Okay. That's all. You can create multiple classes under this package. See, whichever package has a class or members, see this is turned into brown color, and these are still white because this package doesn't have any classes. This package, we created this package. We have created this package. It's a user defined package. Under one package, you can create a group of classes, interfaces. I can create one more class also. Right click on the basic programs, new class. I can select this sample test. Take the main method. I'm selecting now different package, different access modifier. That is package access modifier. See the difference between public class and default class. So what is the difference between this public class? You have a public keyword before the class keyword. In the default or package class, you don't have any keyword here. That's the default or package. Okay, so this is the, you can create multiple classes under one package. So, but if I want to use these classes in another package, is it possible? So let's learn about all these access modifiers and modifiers. What is meant by this public? What is meant by class? And what is meant by static, void, main? All let's understand. Okay. Anybody facing a problem in executing and writing these statements? We have a Java program keywords and structure explanation. What is a Java program? So Java program keywords and structure explanation we are doing here. So it's very simple. In Java programming language, each command is written in its own line. So a semicolon must be placed at the end of the command. Suppose we want to display humans and robots are friends forever. So you have to take up, these are the print statement, you can take it up. Okay. These are just initial, the class structure, this is the class body, right? You can create your own class. A class inside, this is the class structure. So the class structure can contain class inside, you have variables, many variables you can define. Variables is nothing but used to store your data. So if you want to store data, you have to use variable concept. We'll discuss this variable concept down the line. Then you can create n number of methods in one class. You can create your own user-defined methods. You can create your methods, and Java created many methods. One is execution. They created a main method, and for a different purpose, println and print method, they are doing a different task. Each method purpose is different. That's a method means. Method will do some actions. It will create inside that method some logic. That logic will be executed at the end when you call that under main method. So you can create your own methods also. So that's a series. You can declare the variables, and you can, this is the main method, and this is another one more method. This method is just defining your own method like this, but you have to call this method under main method, then only it will be executed, otherwise it won't execute. If you are not calling this method under main method, that code won't execute. That's what this here, int a and p are variables, main and pi are the methods, method names. Main is the one of the method name, pi is another method name. The main is given by Java, but pi is we created our own method. So that's the class structure, and let's see first understand. So these are a lot of statements I have given here. You go and practice. These are all print statements. So println print statement I have given. See that if you take this, put it here in the sample program, we'll keep it here. That all I have used a print method. So with a string type of data, double quotes means it's a string type of data. String data. String means a group of characters. This is the one character, this is another character, a group of characters. That's called string. Execute this code. So see that all are same line it is printing, because print method will print in the same line. It won't go to next line. That's the print method. So any queries before jumping on to the main important? This is the class structure. Yeah.
Ram, this one question. So when you say main method, we have two methods, right? Main method and pi method.
Mm-hmm.
If you scroll up, so you're saying that pi method should be executed under main method.
Yeah,
right?
you have to call
Can't
that
we
under
execute? Oh, call it under main method, right? So in
under
order to
main
execute,
method, you have to call.
okay,
Under
within
main
the
method.
class, right? Okay.
So you have to call any code, any line of code or ever new methods, you must call them under main method. Only under main method, whatever the statements are there, those will be executed. If those are not under main method, your code is not going to be executed.
Okay, got it. And the second question is the package that you created, right? Will it be a public package?
packages doesn't apply the public or these things. So I'll tell you this, I'm coming to that topic only now. So where you
Okay,
can
sure.
use this modifiers, I'm going to give you very clearly here. So package never give, package is, so access modifier package is different. And the package already we are creating a separation purpose. Your different classes you are separating. That's a package name with a package keyword. For a package C, I didn't apply any keyword here, modifier keywords here. Package below, package before. So that is different. And access
Okay.
modifiers is different. Access
Yeah,
modifiers are
here,
different.
yeah, sorry, Ram. So the class, right? When you say class, you did not
Mhm.
prefix as private or public. So will it be a public one?
Yeah, that's what
This
we did.
class sample test?
That's what we did here. Class can be a public. Why
Okay.
it
What
is
about in
public?
sample test?
This is the default or package we call this. That's what I'm coming. What is this default or package? I'm going to come here. Now that's what the topic I'm starting now. Just be patient
Okay.
here. So modifiers are reserved keywords. When you add these keywords for any entity, it will change the meaning of that. That entity meaning will change completely. So there are two types of modifiers, non-access modifiers and access modifiers. So non-access modifiers are categorized again to final, static, abstract, volatile, and transient. These are non-access modifier keywords. So what are all non-access modifier keywords? Final, static, abstract, volatile, transient. These keywords falls under non-access modifier keywords. We are going to talk about this one by one later, this final, static, abstract, and these three is very important for us. And when it comes to access modifiers, what is meant by these access modifiers? So access modifiers give you accessibility scope where you can use particular class inside members. Members means class inside you can define many members, right? Like variables, methods, constructors, and blocks. So blocks you won't use this access modifier. And only you can apply these access modifiers on the class, variables, methods, constructors. These four places only you can use these access modifiers. Get the clarity. You are not going to apply anywhere this access modifier, only on the class, variables, methods, constructors. These four places only you can use these access modifiers. That's the accessibility scope. Where to use these four entities, where not to use, is decided by these four types of access modifiers. So there are four types of access modifiers. One is public, default or package, private, protected. As I explained while creating our class, again I'm listing out here. Categorization is very important. Non-access modifier keywords are final, static, abstract, volatile, and transient. And access modifiers are public, default or package, private, protected. These four comes under access modifier keywords. These four only will give permission to you, to your class inside members. The members are variables, methods, and constructors. For these four entities will get a permission. Basically, we have to use the classes from one package to other package. How can you use them one package to other packages? By providing these keywords. Again, for the variables, you want to use one variable in another class or another package class. These things will give a permission to you, but not these things. These things never give a permission, but the meaning will change when you use this keyword. These also modifier keywords, right? These are all comes under modifier keywords. The root of all these things is modifiers, modifier keywords. So this non-access modifiers also one of the modifier, and access modifier keywords also one of the modifiers. But Both are separated. Only permission is given by this 4. What is meant by public? A public is one of the access modifier keyword. It will be applied on class, method, variable, and constructor. Only these 4 places you can use this public keyword. Okay, I applied public keyword. What will happen? You can access that class, method, variable, and constructor anywhere. Wider scope it has. Public has a wider scope. You can use in the same package, another package, even another project also. That's what the public means. The accessibility is having larger scope. You can use this class. Now, this class I created a public, right? So I can use this class anywhere in another package also I can access. This is my first Eclipse program. I can use in another package also. That's what the public. Public has a most powerful accessibility scope it has. You can apply, even see they applied on the main method also. Public, anybody can call because public they use it for the main method. You are using, I am also using. Because of public only that is possible. Accessibility scope is wider for the public. If you apply public on the class can be accessible anywhere. If you apply public on the method, any method, it will be accessible anywhere. If you apply public on the variable, you can use that data anywhere. So that's what the public means. So I'm creating all the public. See here, example, public class hello. So this hello is the class name. That class can be accessible now anywhere in your project or outside the project also. That's what the public. And I declared a variable, one of the variable, public int I equal to 10. I'm storing a 10 data in my I variable. So this I can use anywhere. If I call I other place, I can get this 10 data. Because of I has a permission of public. That's why I can be accessible anywhere. That's what the it will be accessible anywhere means. That's a power of public. So then I'm creating one more method, public static void m1 is my own method name. So parenthesis, and you can write the logic and statement within the curly braces region. This curly braces region. So this m1 method, you can use it anywhere in the same class or in another class, even another package class also. This package or this package class, you can access that. Why? Because it has a public access modifier. Who is giving permission for all these members? Public keyword is giving permission to them. Otherwise, if you don't have a public, there will be restrictions will come into picture. You cannot access them all the places. You cannot access in another packages. You cannot access in another project if there is no public keyword for that class, method, variable, and constructor. So this public can be applied only on these 4 places. Is it clear? You are not going to apply on the package. Package never be a. So any modifier keywords you are not going to apply. That's a package. This is the package. But what this package, access modifier package, you are going to get it out, right? So are you clear on the public? This is a very useful topic. Please understand. Are you clear on the public?
So, Ramesh, if you're giving the class as public, so is it mandatory to define the corresponding methods and variables also as public, or can that be different?
Good question. Not necessary.
Not necessary. I mean, not necessary that.
Not necessary. You need to define
Okay.
the members as a public.
Okay.
It's up to you. You don't want to give permission to others, other classes. You can stop. Or you want to give only for a particular group or particular package. Particular group is nothing but this package. Only for this package only you want to restrict. You can do that. How can you restrict for particular class or particular group or particular packages? That's what we are going to discuss the next keyword, that is default or package. Okay. So that's all restrictions we can apply with these keywords. That 4 keywords will give you restrictions, will give a permission to them. Now we discussed public, right? Wider scope. You can apply this public on the class, method, any method. You create a method, already Java created some methods, or user defined methods also. You apply public keyword. That means you can use that method anywhere. That's the meaning of that public. And variable also same, and constructor also same. So that's the public, very wider scope it has. So any other questions before jumping on to the next access modifier, default or package? Why it got a package, I'll explain here. So this is where many people having doubt, right? So default or package. So is it clear public? Okay.
One question, sorry Ramesh.
Yeah.
Sorry Ramesh, one question. So public class, right? If you do not give public, how does it treat? I mean, will it, can I call this class in other package? Okay.
I'm coming to the next access modifier. If you don't give public, so what will happen? I'm coming to the next one. So that's the default or package. Then once you understand this, then your question will be answered automatically. See that?
So one quick question here.
Yeah.
So always like system defined, we have got the main one, right? So always it should start with main, or can we like make our own class there?
It's one of the member, madam. One of the member. I can write my own method here also.
Okay. So it's not necessary to start with main, right?
Not necessary. Not necessary. I can write my own method also here. But it won't execute. This is not going to execute. Why? I didn't call under my main method. I can define n number of methods in my class. That's why my class structure I have given. In the class, you can define your own n number of methods. I told you 1 to n I have given there. I don't know whether you observed that class structure. You can define n number of methods. This is a definition of the method, test method. But I didn't call this method under main method. If you are not calling, it won't execute. See that? This statement is not going to execute. Only these statements are executed, which are under main method. Only those statements will be executed. It can be a print statement, it can be a method, anything you can call under main method. Only that statements will execute. The cursor will start from here only. This is the beginning of your program. In the C, we have a begin, right? So that's a beginning of your method, your class. It will start from there. It will look for what is there inside this main method. That only will be executed, not other methods. So you are not calling, you are just defined. Okay, you don't need now. You can call later. So you can define the methods. N number of methods you can define. I can define my variable also.
But the execution starts from main itself.
Exactly, you're right. Execution starts from main method only.
Okay.
Okay, see, I defined the variable. This is a variable declaration. In the class, I told you anything you can define, right? You are defining one method. Defining user defined method. You're defining, you are not calling, you are defining the method. This is the main method. Main method definition. So main method is ending here, and my user defined method is started here and ending here. See, every method should start with a curly braces, should end with a curly braces. Okay. So not necessary main method only first one. You can define your class inside so many members you can define. This is the one member, variable is a one of the member, method is one of the member, main also another member. That is also one method, right? This is another member, that's it. But this main method is used for execution purpose. Okay, let's move on. Any other questions?
Ramesh, do we need to define the variable outside the main or it should be inside the main?
Yeah, it's up to you. That comes, you can define outside the main method, all the methods above, and the method inside also you can define. So
Okay,
one
so
more inside also I can define.
If I define
And
the
you
variable
define-
outside,
So this inside method
Can I
also I
call
can
it-
define.
so if it's defined outside the main, can I get that in the variable value inside the main? Can I
Yeah,
call
you can
that variable?
define wherever that will come in the variable section, sir. Don't go very deep. And as of now, first understand that we are discussing that will come under variable section. You can define your own, anywhere you can define the variables. Okay. So this is another variable ID defined here. But there is a difference between defining inside the method, defining outside the method. Outside the methods, variable you can declare, and inside methods also you can define, and this also different, and the scope will be different. Where you can use this has a wider scope. This has only for this method only, and this D also you can use only in this method only.
Okay.
So that will I'll explain in the variable topic. Okay, so don't jump into that too much deep. First understand the modifiers. If you have any questions on the modifiers. Okay, let's move on. Default or package. Default or package is another access modifier. If you don't use any keyword, then that will be treated as a default or a package. See that? I didn't give any modifier keyword before the class keyword. So this is called default access modifier or package access modifier. So I didn't give any modifier keyword. Remember here also, see that my variable also, I didn't give any modifier keyword. That's why it is a default variable. So for this variable, default access modifier is applied here. And where you can apply this default or package? On the class, method, variable, and constructor. These 4 places you can use default access modifier. And default access modifier means no modifier keyword, just a blank. For public, you have a public keyword. For default and package, no modifier keyword. For the class before, for the method and variable and constructor, you are not going to use any keyword. Then immediately you have to recognize that as a default or a package access modifier. Okay, where you can access these things? If you create a default class, default variable, default method, and default constructor, where you can access them? Within the same package, not outside the package. See, the scope is reduced. Default or package access modifier means you can access the default or package access members within the same package only in any class. In the same package, any class you can access, but not outside the package. These packages you don't have a permission for this class, for this variable. And if I create a method also it doesn't have a, I'll define a constructor. So class name and constructor name will be same, but is one of the method. A special method is the constructor. The class name is the your constructor name. You should not give like a method, you are giving a different names, right? And you cannot give a different name for the constructor, but this is the default access modifier. So default constructor, default variable, default class. How I am saying all default? Class before nothing is there, no keyword. That's a default. Variable before just a data type is there, data type before nothing is there. That's why it is a default variable. Constructor name before nothing is there. That's why it's a default constructor. And I'll create a default method. Default. Why I'm saying default? No modifier keywords at all here. That's the default means. So where I can access this default class, default variable, default constructor, default method in the same package in any class. But you don't have a permission for this default class, default variable, constructor and method outside the package. Method programs I cannot access. Variable programs I cannot access because of default. Because of default, you don't have a permission for them to use outside the package. That's what the default or a package means. Why they have given package keyword? Because it is restricted to per package. The accessibility scope of this default or package access modifier is per package only. In that package only you can access in any class, but not outside the package. No permission in another package classes for these default class, default variable and default constructor and default method. You cannot access these things outside the package. The permission is closed here itself. First class itself a default. So default means within the same package only, not outside the package. That's what the default means.
I have a question, Ramesh. The same thing can be done by making a private class, right?
There is no private class at all. Class can be either public or a default. Okay. Class cannot be a private, cannot be a protected. Design itself they stopped.
Okay.
A class can be either public class or a default class. Only these two modifiers you can apply on the class. These two access modifiers. Non-access modifier keywords you can apply on the class, but I'll explain that later. But access modifier point of view, only two access modifiers you can apply on the class. That is public and default. That's why I created a public class here. I have created here a default class. Sample test is the default class. Okay, so that's the default. So anybody having question on this? How can you recognize the default access modifier? If no modifier keyword is available, then that will be treated as a default access modifier. Why they have given package name? Because it is restricted to per package. In that package only you can access that. That's why they calling package access modifier or default access modifier. Right? Is it clear? So that's it. We have to stop here. I have another class again. Any questions? I think